Liam, the game against Chelsea, I think most people agreed that it was the most difficult task that Liverpool will face on the run-in. They got the job done well against a very useful team with Eden Hazard, Kante, Higuain able to come on as a substitute. In the end, Liverpool were convincing.
Yeah, there's 2 goals in the second half, Eamon, obviously were crucial, and they were great goals, weren't they? Even the first one, I know Salah's was out of this world, but even the first one was a well-worked move and a good header at the far post by Mane. Liverpool stood up to the pressure of the game, and they handled it as well as a team, challenging could do. They were very impressive, and it's been a brilliant season. We've been talking about these two teams for most of the season, Manchester City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
And they are giving as good as they get. Both teams are winning week in, week out. And they'll probably have to do that. If one of them wants to win the league, they'll probably have to go and win all their games. Yeah,
John, a lot of talk over the last 5 or 6 weeks about Liverpool looking nervous in front of their own fans, particularly, and an atmosphere of nervousness in the stadium. And of course, the Chelsea game would have brought back memories of 2014 when Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool were on the brink. Steven Gerrard slipped. Chelsea got a soft goal, and that was Liverpool dead. Yesterday's result and performance would have buried that ghost.
Yeah, I thought they were very good, Eamon. Well deserved to win the match. They had a lucky spell, which you need at times.
Yeah, Hazard, when he switched positions, I thought Chelsea made a mistake starting him as a front player, especially with Higuain on the bench.
Yeah, well, they've done that before, Eamon.
Yeah.
Sarri's done that before quite a bit. And it didn't make a difference when he came on because he got at Alexander a bit. Alexander's not the best defender in the world.
No.
Hazard was very good. He hit the post when he was through in his own. He hit a shot before that. It could have been 2-2 within like 5-10 minutes of each other. But overall, Liverpool deserved to do what they did. And that happens when you're going in the run-in to win the Premiership. These type of things happen. But it could have, obviously if you score the goals, that changes the game totally. But over the 90 minutes, Liverpool were good. And like the 2 goals, as Liam said, especially the second one from Salah, was really outstanding. So it was a good win in what was on paper probably maybe the most difficult match for the rest of the season. But that's on paper. But they did the job and they did it well. Yeah,
Liam, last year City won the league, I think, by 20 points. It was all over, done and dusted, and they looked a super team. Liverpool have matched them all the way this year. And in their own way, they've got so many quality players, from Robertson, the left back, to Salah, to Van Dijk at the back. There's a lot of ways they can hurt you. And people like Fabinho have come in and done really well. And Henderson looks like he's upped his game as well. So they are a real quality team now, Liverpool, aren't they?
Absolutely. They have strength and depth now, Eamon, whereas, as we well know, they didn't have in past seasons. They were super dependent on the front three to win them games. The defence before Van Dijk came was all over the place. They had problems in goal with the goalkeepers. He didn't really play Robertson when he could have done. We were screaming for him to leave out Moreno, was it?
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. But with good acquisitions in the transfer market and people, doing their jobs properly, and the spirit and the determination that Klopp manages to get his players to play with, they've turned that 20 points around, and as much as that, they're giving as good as they get. They won't be far short of 100 points when they finish this league campaign. But if City win all the games, it might not be enough. It's been an absolutely brilliant season in that respect. And also the top 4 race has been good as well, and that's still very much ongoing. But the battle to win the Premiership has been brilliant this year.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Champions League places because, as you say, it is a really tight race, and Arsenal are in it. John, one of many people believe now that Virgil van Dijk will be Footballer of the Year. He's been hugely impressive in my mind. How impressed have you been by him overall?
I think he's been very, very good. I think they needed somebody like him very, very badly to do it, and he's filled that position really, really, really well for him. He's made a big difference to him. I think so is the goalkeeper, and I know you've spoken about Liam and yourself, Robertson as well coming into the team. Have been big players for them.
Yeah, Van Dijk has that role requires at its best leadership. And sort of he's brought a calm to them. You can see that he's moving people around. You can see that he is, if you like, the boss of that defence. That's as important as his skill set, which is really good. He's great on the ball, really outstanding in the air, quick. He doesn't seem to lack anything.
No, he's a very, very good player, and he's made a huge difference to them. I remember when he was at Southampton, I used to think, when he was like John Terry, when he was coming out to block a real shot, he wasn't quite so good. And now he hasn't got to do that so much at Liverpool as he did at Southampton. That would be the only little fault I would find in him, that when he's going out to block a shot, that he really goes and does it. But he hasn't let them down in that situation, because I don't think Liverpool get that many shots against him. So he's been a terrific signing for them. He's made a huge difference. The main thing is, you talk about leadership and that. Well, good players doing their job is leadership, and that's what he does. The main thing for any leadership on the field: do your own job well. Yeah, and he does that well, and he's been a very, very, very good signing for them.
Liam, we've seen him over the years. We saw him first playing for Celtic in the Champions League, then at Southampton, and I was never sure that he was quite hard enough, if you like. There was a sense maybe he was just, there was a softness about him. How impressed have you been by the development in his game over the years we've been watching him?
Well, he always had a little bit of complacency about him, and he still does in that respect. So if he does make a mistake, it's usually been a bit. He's usually been a bit overconfident, but he hasn't made any notable mistakes this season. I think they give a goal away against Fulham where there was a mix-up between him and the goalkeeper. Yeah. But otherwise, as John said, he's got everything. As you said, he's really, really quick. He's good in possession of the ball. Some of his long-range passing to get Liverpool on the attack. Against Porto. Last week in the Champions League, he hit 2 or 3 great balls out of the fence, diagonal balls straight to the fullback's feet, and Liverpool are away on the counter attack. He's also good positionally. He's getting, he's covering his centre backs who play with him, whether it's Lovren or whether it's Matip. Those guys are looking better because of his presence. He really has got it all, And I don't know whether he will be voted Player of the Year. It could be that Sterling does him for it, because he's been outstanding as well in the second half of the season. Absolutely brilliant. But he's got it all, and he was at Celtic, and I bet there was an awful lot of the big clubs looked at him and said, "Well, he's playing Scottish football. It's not that good. He's making mistakes up there. No, we'll leave him alone," But boy, are they regretting it now. Like Arsenal, they need a centre-back. Manchester United haven't got anything like Van Dijk. Chelsea, haven't really replaced John Terry.
And you could say Manchester City, Liam.
What a signing. What?
You could say Manchester City, yeah.
Yeah, well, he would easily be the best Manchester City defenders, no doubt about that. I reckon they all looked at him when he was at Celtic and said, "Well, it's an easy league. He's making mistakes up there as well. No, we're going to leave him alone." And Liverpool have done great to get him.
John, there's Liverpool have 4 games to go, I think. Yeah, they do. And Manchester City have 5. City win their 5. They're going to win on goal difference. But in that 5, they have a couple of tough games. the Manchester derby next Sunday, next weekend, they go to play Manchester United at Old Trafford. Which isn't quite the formidable challenge it might have been 3 or 4 weeks ago. The other game, obviously, that stands out in their programme is Tottenham at home, quite apart from the Champions League. They'll win on goal difference, City. If they win their 5 games, they're untouchable unless Liverpool knock 15 past Huddersfield and Cardiff.
They'll win on points, Eamon, won't they? They'll win on points.
They will actually. Yeah, they'll win by a point.